I'm gonna
Mhm.
I'm gonna start off with saying everything my dad did was an example, and everything he did or said stuck in my heart and my spirit up till this day, which has driven me to have more of God. And even where I miss it is to treat my family well and to not overlook the little things, not to be so zealous to do everything for God that I miss the person right next to me. Um, my dad, we grew up. We didn't have a lot of money, but we were kids. We didn't know that. We thought we owned the world, and yes, we do. My dad taught us that since small age that we were never poor. We were wealthy. We were blessed. And although we had every month we got clothes given by other people, we got
Downs.
hand downs. And so, a lot of the clothes had holes in because it was really old clothes, but for us it was new. It's like our new secondhand clothes. And we were so excited. And I can remember some of those days. We were small kids. We had old boxes of new secondhand clothes, and the holes didn't matter because it was, for us, it was new. We never had something like this. This is awesome. And up until one day, my dad just said, no more. And he just stepped out in faith. He said, no more will they wear secondhand clothes. And he prayed and believed God for money. We got a check in the mail, and it was from the tax man, and it was 2,000 Rand at that time, which was a lot of money for us. And he went and he bought clothes. My mom was still angry, I think, because we needed food. He's like, no, we're going to get clothes or, specific. He asks money for specific things. Then don't use it for something else because you asked for something specific. And then a week later, the tax man sends a message back. Oh, no, it's not us owing you 2,000. It's you owing us 2,000. So he had to pay that back. And he's like, God, I believe you gave this to me. I'm not going to do this. You'll provide. And long story short, it was provided. God provided. And so many times things were rough, but God spoke something and he did it without knowing where money was coming from. He didn't know how things are going to pay. That's how that building got paid. I mean, the building that we have that he built last was 70 million Rand cash. And most of that money never went through the ministry. It's people that God awoke in the night and they drove through to the place and dropped off a check and gave it to the people that loaded off all the materials. And that's also another story in itself. The reckless faith that he had, I asked God for that. I want to walk in that more than what my dad had. And the challenges were there because I asked for it. God comes and he reminds you what you asked for. But aside from all that, walking by faith, the biggest thing growing up in my dad's house and in the church, being on stage since I was 6 years old, a lot of young people came through the church and through the Bible school and through the school that we had. The way he was at home was the way he was before people at work, was the way he was on stage, was the way he treated the guy at the petrol station, was the way he did business, was the way he treated the guy that washed his car, was the way he treated the guy sitting next to a road begging.
Consistent.
Um, um, it, so many young people came through the church, and he would treat them exactly like he would treat his own kids, with love, with respect, with
Grace.
interest, with grace. And then people would come in from up Africa, they would come into the church and they were sick, HIV positive, cancers, sores all over their bodies, leprosy, whatever. And I would be standing on stage playing, and he would go down to them. He would pick them up and hug them and he'd say, I'll bring you life, and just love them. And my dad didn't like smells, neither do I. And many of the people that were in those services remember the smells of all those sick people, smell of death. And he would go down and hug them and just love on them. That's Jesus. I don't think there's anything else that I need to say. Um, above that, if you have that kind of love and humility, that changes the world. It's not your revelation knowledge. It's not how much you know. It's not how much you have. It's not how much you can do. It's, is Jesus really living through you? And my dad didn't come out of a home where his father loved him. He came out of a very bad place. And I can't tell that story because it's not mine to tell, but he decided he will never be like that. And he just loved us.